right. So today's date is December 3rd, 2018. It's roughly about 2:40 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And my name is Lauro Herrera, and I have on the phone Roxanne Martinez and Orlando Mayorga. So, guys, do I have your permission to record this?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. So with that said, Roxanne, today you were able to jump on the phones with our group, and listen to what it is that we do, which is final expense telesales. And, I'm really happy that you agreed to do this testimonial for us because of your background. And with that said, can you share with all of us exactly, what your background is and how it is that you ended on the call today with our group? I think it would really, really be good for people just to get a better idea of, what telesales involves.
Certainly. So I have a background of 5 years of telesales, selling life insurance for an organization that I was very happy with up to the point till they switched us over to an hourly as opposed to commission. And being that I am a strong closer, that was like taking a pay cut on my end, sir. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you mean to tell me that you were working basically in a call center environment and writing, I assume, a lot of applications every month, and once they took that ability to make a commission off your efforts, that was it for you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, it was a, numbers don't lie, so.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, but, I think any sales professional, Roxanne, would have felt the same way, because isn't it true that we get into the sales arena because we want to maximize our efforts, right? We want to get paid for what we're worth. And
Certainly.
sometimes we got to look in the mirror and say, wait a minute here. Yes, the hourly rate might be fair to somebody that is looking for a job, but I'm a performer. I perform. Mm-hmm. I write apps. I retain my clients. I expect to get a commission based on that. And you have every right, to feel the way you feel, and to explore other opportunities where you can be independent and maximize your efforts. And I think you're doing good in terms of that, because I would have done the same thing. I think Orlando would have done the same thing. In fact, when I first met Orlando, with him having a background in finance, I told him, why don't you go back into the banking world? Because he was a door knocker selling insurance. And he was highly considering maybe getting back into banking, right, at that point in time. And he realized that if he pursued that avenue, it would take him maybe a little bit longer, right, Orlando, to get maybe to a six-figure income or higher, right? Isn't that what you were kind of concerned about at that point in time?
Absolutely.
Before you took on the phones?
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you look at any industry, you got doctors right now. They're talking about making $100,000, but think about the schooling that they have to endure to get to that level. In banking, you need master's degrees. Sometimes you need certain certifications to be specialized. You need to become a specialized banker. And guess what? It takes time out of your life because you have to go to school. You have to put in the time. Not so much the time, but the money. To get a master's right now is like $50,000, $60,000, $80,000 a pop at a state level university. So I don't want to do that.
The point I wanted to make, but the point I wanted to make, Roxanne, is that Orlando was able to look at his time and say, no, my time is worth more than going through that and trying to get a job in banking or having to go back to school. He realized that, and here we are today. So,
Amen.
so with that said, let me ask you another question. What does it mean to you, the ability to be able to work from your home office compared to having to go into to a main office or facility? What does that mean to you, being that you've had so much experience in a call center environment? What does that mean to you, having that ability? Just curious.
Thank you for asking that question. To be honest, in all honesty, that means a lot to me. In all seriousness, that means that I'm not going to be wasting 20 hours a week in commute because, you know, that's what it takes to get to my office, an hour there and an hour back. Every day, 5 days a week, that's 20 hours. That time that I could be, that's a waste of time as opposed to, you know, maximizing that time, effort, and putting it into my my profession and making money.
Right.
So,
right, and that is such a great point. You know, it reminds me that was one of the reasons I exited the field, was because I was sick and tired of being caught in traffic and dealing with that. And just the other day the other day I was reading on this report that in the San Francisco Bay Area, where I live here, in this part of the state of California, they said that the congestion and traffic was like 79 hours. Think of that, where you're stuck in gridlock. Think of that, 3 days that people are stuck in gridlock. And I spent hours and days door knocking, and I got out of door knocking into the phone business 100% because of that. And imagine, here you even got it down to a science, 20 hours. You know exactly how long it takes. It's crazy. So with that said, with the level of experience that you have and the success that you've had in your own right, what is it that you witnessed today with our program that you can share with maybe somebody else that listens to your testimonial today? What can you share of what you witnessed, and also what kind of a person would you recommend our opportunity to?
okay. First, with going what I witnessed today. First, the script itself. It's a great tool. It flows very easily. It's on a conversational level as opposed to a hidden level, like a selling level, but yet you're making the points made, which is what we want to do in this business, because people want to buy, they don't want to be sold, you know. With that,
that's right.
You know, the different flow of the different screens and what's involved in, you know, managing your calls and your database, pretty cut and dry right there. The kind of person that I would recommend, that I would, you know, is someone who's, you know, self-driven, you know, ready to go and do what they have to do to get the job done, but working smart, not working as hard as you would if you were out there doing the door-to-door, you know, because that's pretty tough.
Right. And I'll ask you another question. I know that in your experience, on an average, you were doing 30 to 40 plus applications every single month over the phones. I know that. And for that, I applaud you, because that is impressive, the amount of applications that you've written in your career. But let me ask you a question. What advice would you give any agent that's looking to get on the phones? What advice would you give them with the level of experience that you have? What would you tell them?
I mean, everything's at your fingertips. I mean, what more do you want? It's just a matter of learning the software and learning how to maneuver it. But it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple as long as you put in the work to, and to hone in on your craft, master your craft. You know what I mean? If you have a hunger for mastering your craft, then this is going to be ideal.
And, you know, I love what you're saying, because you're saying it's simple, but they have to do what? They got to put in the work. Isn't that crazy? It's a simple setup, no matter if you're in a call center or if you're doing it with us or anybody, but they got to show up and put in the work and follow the program. And it's funny you say it in those simple terms, but it's really that simple. That's all they got to do, and it's so true. Well, Roxanne, look, I really appreciate it. Really, your comments and the fact that you spent time with our team today in Orlando, listening, and it's exciting for us to take the next step with you, in terms of building out this virtual program, and that's our goal. We don't want to do the brick and mortar. We want to get away from that. We want to be more in the terms of virtual, where agents like yourself that are living in some part of the U.S. can plug in from their home office and make a living for their family and provide nicely. You've done it, but now you're going to be able to do it on a commission level and with renewals in place, which is amazing. So you were going to add something?
Flexible. Good.
Right. Flexibility for sure. Well, with that said, Roxanne, if you want to provide any kind of contact information to the public, just in case anybody has any questions, they want to question, what you witnessed or call you, to pick your brain, it'd be cool if you do, but if not, we respect your privacy. But we just try to be as transparent as we can with the agents that, we bring on board, and that's really our goal. We're not here trying to find the masses. We're looking for the right people, the Roxanne, the Orlandos, the Joes, just the serious people, So if you can provide some point of contact, would be good. If not, it's fine with us. So with that said, I thank you. And Orlando, do you have anything you want to add before we close this out?
Yeah, one thing that I would like to add is that, if you're a final expense agent out there, if you're knocking on doors and you're being successful at it, or if you're even doing telesales, if you're not getting what you're worth and you're really looking for a great opportunity, definitely give us a call.